Hey everybody, this is Unpunk bringing you an awesome video here today. So this is week 2 of ZombCasts. Here we got Sam or Scorpiolo up above, and we got
Hey,
Slaughterrr or or Slaughter Slut if you want to call him that because he likes that. He's down
nah,
below me.
none of that.
No,
None
I'm
of
just
that.
kidding.
None of that.
If you guys do go
None of
along to
that.
enjoy this video, make sure you guys check out part 2 and part 3 down in the description. It's going to be down there. Part 2 is going to be over on Sam's channel, and part 3 is going to be down on Slaughter's channel right below. So make sure you guys are checking those out. Every week we're going to be posting these videos. They are going to be a podcast of sorts. It is ZombCasts, so we are a zombie podcast talking about Call of Duty zombies and basically all of the information, news, all of the good stuff going on. And we pick some topics. If you guys want to suggest a topic, you can definitely do that down in the description. Just leave a comment saying what you'd like to see us talk about, and we can see if we can fit that into what we're doing for that week. We're going to be doing it on different games too, so as the series goes on, we're going to be touching up on like World War II, around DLC 4. We'll be doing all the different subjects, so make sure you guys are hyped and subscribed on all 3 channels so that way you guys can get all this content as soon as it goes live. It'll go live every single Saturday at 12 p.m. PST, so Pacific Standard Time. It'll be going live for Sam up above me at what time?
8 p.m. UK time.
8 p.m. in the UK. And then Slaughter, what time is it going live for you over in Australian time zone?
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Australian
for
Eastern
Australia.
Standard Time.
There
Wake
you
up
go.
to it and watch it with your breakfast for work.
Exactly. It is a perfect way to start your
Exactly.
morning over in Australia. It's a perfect way to end your day with Sam, and it's a perfect way to just get your mid Saturday going with me. So
Okay,
let's
well.
get right into it and not waste too much of your guys' time on this stupid intro that no one wants to listen to. So
Yeah.
we're
I feel
talking
like it's gone a bit long.
Hey, it's only 2 minutes. They won't mind. It's fine. But we're going to be talking about the factions in Black Ops 4, what we expect out of them, what we think we can get from them, what we think are our favorites for each of us, as well as we'll be talking about perks and perk vapors here in just a second. So obviously you see on screen, it shows this quote, which is from, I believe, Jason Blundell. It says, "First, there will be factions in Black Ops 4 Zombies, complete with their own quests and narratives. These factions will add another dimension to the story as players choose to side with the Blood Faith, the Tempest Novi, the Dustborn, or the First Legion." Blundell added that these factions will add a new layer to the zombies experience. Who do you stand with, and what does that mean as you progress along the path? So my first question is going to be, obviously, what faction sounds the most interesting to you guys? Personally, I'm hyped for the Tempest Novi. Sounds all electric-y and it sounds cool. I like that one. What about you, Sam?
I understand the blood faith actually just sounds really cool and kind of. I don't know. I feel like each one's gonna have their own kind of color scheme attached to it. I think they're ready for look cool.
I think so. What do you think, Slaughter?
Blood Faith as well. I think it sounds really cool. It sounds like gory, red. It's this
Kind of
sounds
sounds
really nice.
dark. Kind of gives that
Yeah.
culty kind of vibe
Dark,
that
yeah.
you expect from zombies. That darkness to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when I think of Tempest Novi, I just think of like the Hammer of Valhalla. That's what I kind of think of when I'm honestly thinking of it.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, what if each of these are going to link to one of the characters? Not as in you can only choose one game, as in like in terms of story, they have a connection to one of the characters, and that's what narrative could be.
I feel
If
like
one of the
it's
characters-
more separate from that. I don't feel like it's going to directly link because I feel like you're going to be able to use these on all of the zombie maps because it adds a new layer to the zombies experience. I don't feel like it's going to limit us to certain maps or certain crews. I think it's going to be like maybe at it could be something along the lines of the 4 ones link to the Chaos story only, but they link to the Wonder Weapons. So as you pick a different faction, you can use a different specialist weapon. That could be part of it too. Because I could see the Tempest Novi as the hammer. I could see the Blood Faith as probably the I don't know. Which one do you think would the Blood Faith go? Maybe the staff could go with the Blood Faith. The Dustborn could be the sword and the gun, and the First Legion could possibly be the dagger things. I don't know. That's just a guess, but
See, to me, I don't think they do that because Treyarch are very much about the story, and it doesn't really make too much sense to have a story going across two separate universes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And Treyarch have always very much been about everything making sense.
yeah, I know what you mean.
in the story.
I think it could also possibly be an overarching story to where it's like it's separate from the story we have of the zombies. Each map and each crew is doing their thing, but this is something that just overarches over it all, and it's disconnected, but it's not going to be directly connected. Like, you're not going to be like, okay, this crew is going to be with, you know, as you go through a faction, it's going to link to a specific crew. I think it's going to be something you can level up and experience, like in IW, where they had the things, but you could be any character, you could use any class, any weapon in the multiplayer. Obviously, we don't have any experience of this kind of concept in zombies, but I feel like it would be something separate from the story, but have its own story. So like another story you could do, maybe for the casual players that don't dig into the Easter eggs, don't want to spend hours in one map to do an Easter egg. They can do little quests here and there in their free time, and then get little story quotes, or get little recordings they can listen to, or little videos they can watch, or little things like that that just give them their own story.
Because in many ways, Treyarch have always kind of put story above gameplay, you know what I mean? Like, whenever they're making Easter eggs, they'll always build the steps around a story, whether that makes great steps or not. Like, take Revelations. They wanted Sophia's body to be put back together and assembled, so we went around hunting bones.
Great idea, bad execution.
Great.
Yeah.
Greatest step of all time. Love it.
Yes, it's the most quality Easter egg step. It only took us 13 days to find 6 sets of bones. Totally great. Thank you, Jason.
I'm pretty sure we found the first 5 the day.
Yeah. And then it was just the
last bone. Yep.
Yeah, we found the first one's really, really quick off the bat. Oh, Sam, you just disappeared again. What did you do, Sam? Stop running away from me. Your dad can be in the camera. It's okay. He can be part of ZombCasts too.
We want to see him.
Alright, well, I think that pretty much wraps up.
He's part of ZombCasts.
What we know. We don't really have much information on this.
There's one more interesting thing I actually want to add here with the quote that comes with this here from Jason from the Comic-Con panel, which said, "Who do you stand with, and what does that mean as you progress along your path?" Which to me kind of indicates the idea that there's a big conflict going on between these 4 factions. Maybe that's the story about these.
I don't feel like it's a conflict. I feel like each one is going to have a full-fledged thing you're going to dive into, that you're going to experience, a full story you're going to be able to experience, because it says it's going to have quests and narrative. So narrative relates to a story. They each have add another dimension to the story.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that, like, I don't know how best to put it right. So basically, these 4 factions in this whole zombie thing that's going on are in conflict with each other, and you have to pick which faction you side with in that war. And like in this big conflict between them, depending on which faction you pick, you follow along like their storyline within that. Think about it kind of like The Walking Dead, you know, the way there's like different groups within that.
I've never watched The Walking Dead, but we can. Yes, sure. That makes. I mean, I understand your concept, but the way that it's worded at the end doesn't sound hostile, if that makes sense. It says, "Who do you stand with, and what does that mean as you progress along the path?" I think it's going to be or player focused. So if I go through and experience the Tempest Novi, and you do the same, but you can make different choices along your path. You can do different quests that will alter your ending or your destination you get to, story-wise. So I think it's gonna be something along those lines, like a game that has, like, say, Become Human, Detroit. I haven't played it, but I heard that the different decisions you make throughout the story will alter how your character can interact with others and different things along that nature. So I think the story will differ per player.
So maybe your faction actually affects how the main Easter egg works. What about that?
I don't feel like they would do that. Because then you would have, that would leave way too many possibilities for main Easter eggs. They don't want to make the main Easter eggs like you have to make 14 guides on your channel to show off how to do the 14 different versions of that Easter egg. I think it would be the same Easter egg, and that's why I think these are separate from the maps themselves. I think you'll be able to do them across any map, or maybe just the Chaos Story maps, and they might be locked into those characters. But
Yeah,
they'll be two different things. It's like telling your story for that map, and then you got your overarching faction story that you can do in game. You can maybe interact with out of game and menus. It's more of like a people that want to just dive into story without having to do this big Easter egg to get it.
True, because to me, these names immediately say Chaos Story.
They
These
do.
names
They sound like
really
they'd be out of the
sound
Chaos Story, especially with
which
the
is
whole
why I
gods
think
and
they might-
replacing perks, gods and goddesses. And on that subject, it's a perfect time to hop on over. What do you guys think of the fact that we have these perk vapors in the new story, and that there seem to be gods and goddesses representing the perks?
I'm confused by how this is going to work.
Yeah.
Because we know we pick what... Right, so we know this system for picking our perks exists in both stories. We know we can use that in both. Jason confirmed that.
Yes.
We can do it in both. So how's that meta work? Because it makes sense that you just assign your perk to a statue. But does that literally mean we pick what perk machines are in what locations in like Blood of the Dead?
What do you think,
Because-
Slaughter?
Sam just confused me. Jesus.
Well, here I'll
Wow.
explain it. So
Now you've got me-
basically, what Jason said is you pick ahead of time before you go into a match what perks you're bringing, not on your
in the
character.
map.
Well, what perks will be available in the map? Yes. So like, I don't think
But
you're going to
that's-
be able to pick where they're located. I think they're all going to have default locations, but I only think you'll be able to obviously pick maybe 7 or 5 or something along those numbers. And the other you have to acquire through other means, Easter eggs or such. What do you think on that?
I think it's actually going to be designed where it limits what perks you can buy. So like you can only buy what you picked, and that you picked for.
Okay, what do you think, Slaughter?
I think that's a very cool idea. That's cool, and I like that. And I feel like being able to pick your own. I don't feel like you'd be able to pick any more than 4, because then it becomes a little too OP, because you could just pick the perks that are necessary for that Easter egg. Say you're going into a map doing an Easter egg.
Everyone would just go pick Jug, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, Double Tap.
Not true. What if they implement old perks such as
PhD, Widows,
PhD
maybe?
Flopper, Widow's Wine,
True.
Stamina Up? You'd be missing that. I think that they're going to
Yeah.
return majority of the perks they've had that are fan favorites. I don't think Who's Who will return, or Tombstone, to my honest thing, but I think Vulture will probably return because it's a fan favorite.
Widow's Wine.
Widow's
100%.
Wine, I feel like, I don't think Widow's Wine will return. I heard them talking about how they're not going to have Widow's Wine in Black Ops 4. I believe that was going to stay.
PhD's gonna have to change a lot though, because we don't have Dolphin either.
Not necessarily. We have a PhD equivalent in other games, and it works fine. So it would just be a
Well,
less
all it does pretty
intense.
much is it does the whole flak jacket type of thing of no explosive damage. So
Yeah.
it'll actually just be that.
Yes, I
Still
think
pretty
so.
okay.
So yeah, it'll have to be dropped to like a K or something.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna evolve it.
Unless they do it
it's
like.
crazy.
Have you ever played
Crazy
the
to
Mad
think.
Guys map? A Mad Guys custom zombies map.
Are you thinking the cola, the banana colada?
Yeah, the one. No, the other one he has where like he's got one. I think it's called like Mad Gas Moonshine, where when you slide, the end of the slide gives off like an explosion.
Oh yes, I've tried that, and
Oh,
I
it's like
think that
fuel.
would be great. I think that would be a good way to implement it. Yes.
Yeah, PhD 2.0. will-
Something along those nature. Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. Now, what do you guys think? I know I don't remember exactly which gods and goddesses we've seen, but we've seen from like all sorts of different mythologies, like
we've
Nordic,
seen Zeus.
Okay.
We've seen
Dana or Dana.
Dana, who's Irish mythology.
I think so. It's a female. It's a goddess. I know that.
There's another one. It's from.
Which one was the one you said before that? Ra?
We have Zeus, Ra, which is Norse, Egyptian. Dana, who's Irish mythology.
Yeah.
What's the fourth one? Slaughter.
Do you remember?
Nah,
Well, I know that we have Zeus is obviously blue, lightning bolt. I would assume that would be an electric cherry like Perk if that's how that's gonna work. I would assume that would be your electric cherry.
It'd have to be.
Then I would assume that you would have the Dana. What is it? How do you say that one, Sam? Dana?
Dana.
Dana. I think. Okay.
Dana.
So, Dana is got like little. It had like, I know in the trailer it had like the green falling off it, like it had the little like petals falling off it, and I think that would be your quick revive. And then I believe, well, what I just thought of this. What do you think about the possibility of that when you pick your perks, it's possibly going to be able to combine multiple aspects of other perks into the perk vapors? So you could only have 4 perk vapors, but 1 perk vapor could have multiple aspects. In a sense, you could merge 2 kind of perks. Like you could put, if you had Dana,
So,
you could
like-
have quick revive and electric, or quick
And
revive
jump.
and quick reload perks kind of together.
But surely then you just
But-
go and bind each statue to 2. There you go.
But
You've got all 8
there-
perks.
Maybe. But maybe you don't. Maybe it'd be. I don't know. That was just the thing that popped in my head because you wouldn't have quick revive being green. It's a blue perk. We've always had it as blue unless they recolor it, which would confuse everyone. But it looked like it would be a quick revive perk. She had her hand out. Looked like she was reviving someone. She looked like a very revival-like statue.
We've got 4 gods. We've got more than 4 perks. So
Yes,
I
there's
don't-
got to be
I
more
don't-
gods and
I don't
goddesses.
think the statue is really going to have any connection to the perk. Really,
Maybe not. Yeah, it
I
might
think
just be
we
set
are-
statues in certain
I
spots.
think we will. I think we will pick the location of each perk. To be honest, I think that's how it's going to be.
What do you think,
And
it's
maybe
Slaughter?
get a map.
I kind of agree with Sam. I feel like, I feel like you'd be able to pick your perk locations, possibly. Yeah,
It's a hard subject, isn't it? It's not an easy one to.
yeah,
You just sound like you're moaning over there. Ooh, having a good time this morning.
yeah. Maybe. Yeah, like honestly, confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing. There's a lot coming at you in this,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. Of course,
Yeah.
Treyarch is giving you a lot of information,
It's
but they're not
new.
telling you what it means. Normally, they give you nothing
Yeah,
and
exactly.
tell you nothing. Now they're telling us stuff, but they don't explain it at all. So we're in the same boat as normal. We're just more confused, probably.
Yeah, they're just doing it to confuse us. That's what troll art does.
Yes.
That's why they got the name troll art.
Goddamn God's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
So-
I can't
I'm
think
looking
of.
through the people. I'm looking for the people who got the statues.
I only know of 4 that got statues. Smart guy got one.
Smart
Dalek,
guy
Noah.
Smart guy got Ra.
Yep. Dalek got Dana, I believe.
Oh yeah, Dalek got Dana.
Zeus was smart guy, right?
No.
Smart guy was
got
Ra. What about who else was there?
Milo
Noah?
got one, did he?
Noah? I don't think Miley got one. I think Noah did.
Dalek was dead now.
Noah did
Noah
for sure.
definitely got one.
Yeah, Noah definitely
Yeah.
did. Well,
yeah.
I think that about wraps up the subject, though, for now. We'll get more into this as it comes out, closer to release when we know more, or after release when we know more. We'll dive more into the story of these gods and goddesses, their exact mythology, how they relate to the perks or don't, and all of that closer or after the release of Black Ops 4. We'll probably have plenty of videos on the channel as well, but I'll leave subjects like that, story-wise and story info, we'll all talk about in the podcasts. So that way you guys can get it all in one place and don't have to watch tons of videos. As always, this has been your ZombCasts crew. Obviously, myself, the living legend Unpunk. We got the living legend number 2, Sam or Scorpiolo here. And then we got
Last
Slaughter
but not
down
least.
below, the most living of the legends. And he's right down here. So if you guys did enjoy and you're hyped to see next week's episode in another 7 days, definitely drop a like. We're trying to hit 50 likes here on the video if we can. That'd be so awesome. As well as make sure to
Wait,
check out part 2.
100 likes.
We want it, yeah, week 100. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here so quick you guys won't even know. 2 years down the line, you'll be
Jason,
like,
week
yep,
100.
Jason Blundell, week 100. We're calling it now. But yeah, of course, make sure to check out part 2 and
Not
3.
even Jason Blundell.
Down in the description, we got Sam's, obviously, is part 2, and Slaughter's is part 3. They got some great stuff there this week. Not gonna tease it. I want you guys to go check it out for yourself. And we'll see you guys real soon. Peace.